The U.S. and Israel are launching more attacks on Iran today.
Iran also striking back as we learn more about American casualties. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell live in our newsroom with an update. Josh.
Mark and Giovanna, so much happening in the Middle East. The U.S. has hit over 1,200 targets. Iran has been sending missiles and drones targeting Israel, U.S. bases and Gulf nations. And Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon and on the border with Israel are at it again.
President Donald Trump on Iran saying we will easily prevail, but the goal of the U.S.-Israel attack, whether it's regime change or solely focused on eliminating Iran's nuclear capabilities, remains unclear.
We projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that.
So far, 6 U.S. service members have been killed, 18 have been injured, and according to Iran's Red Crescent Society, 555 have been killed in Iran. Earlier this year, the Defense Intelligence Agency determined Iran was working to develop missiles capable of reaching the U.S. within 9 years. But President Trump's selling the military action as a response to an imminent threat.
The regime already had missiles capable of hitting Europe and our bases, both local and overseas, and would soon have had missiles capable of reaching our beautiful America.
Sources telling ABC News U.S. intelligence did not suggest Iran was preparing to launch a preemptive strike against U.S. interests. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth not discounting U.S. troops on the ground, but adamant this is not an endless war like those the president campaigned against.
But we're not dumb about it. You don't have to roll 200,000 people in there and stay for 20 years.
If your goal is to knock out the nuclear capability and the goal is to degrade their military and their naval capabilities, then the fight itself is not going to be all that hard. If the problem is going to be to set up some sort of working government afterwards and to ensure that there is a working government afterwards, one that is not as anti-Western as the current government is, then your goal is much more difficult.
To a CNN poll that was taken after the Iran attack began, 56% of Americans feel long-term military conflict between the U.S. and Iran is very or somewhat likely. Also, 59% of Americans disapprove of the U.S.'s decision to take military action in Iran. Reporting live in the newsroom, Josh Haskell, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.